how we start off our shows, okay? We start off on the left side, and we go, hodl, 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 save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money. All right. Hodl, 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 save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money. Hodl, 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 save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money. Hodl, 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 save, 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 build a, build a, build a, sound money, sound money. All right.
Ready? Hodl, 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 save, 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 build a, sound money, sound money. Hey, it's Ugly Old Goat here. It is almost 1 o'clock, so we're a little early today. Again, we do this Monday through Thursday, and you kind of get my take on the market. Sometimes I rant, sometimes I don't. We're going to make this real quick and real brief. Bitcoin continues to be the weak sister. Not surprised. Doesn't surprise us. It is the weakest market right now, but there's a good reason for that. We have here's the seasonal we've been looking at, guys. This is the time you want to be accumulating Bitcoin. We make our lows between August, middle of August or beginning of August, middle of August to the beginning, first part of October. So this is the time you want to be accumulating. Again, this thing, let's go look at the market here. This is the weekly chart. This is the daily. Now look today, yesterday we had this close and we got all the moving averages bearish and then we rallied all day. So people that have been trying to buy this, they bought it today, and they bought it, and they bought it. This is the problem that you have if you're short term, if you're a trader and trying to establish a position. The hardest part of trading is establishing a position. And can you look that one up and put it on the hardest part of the market, establishing a position, and so I can link that to the listeners today on the on our website. Oh. Okay, I'm not going to, never mind, I'll look for it later. At any rate, it's an article, I'll put it in the show notes, but I wrote a very lengthy article that when you're trading, the most difficult thing to do is establish a position. And this is true whether you're hedging, whether you're taking a speculative position, or whether you're hodling. And so, as a hodler, most likely you're gonna, Bitcoin is this thing that as you accumulate it, it's gonna give you some pain for a while. Then once you weather that pain, you're gonna be just fine. And this is where we're at right now. Again, we're looking at this very strong seasonal that we're probably making a bottom in here. There you see it. You also, as far as the long-term chart pattern, it's just extremely bullish. If we go here and scroll out and look at the weekly chart, Bitcoin has this huge cup, which is about a 2-year cup, and now you have a handle. And this has been going sideways for, well, all year, basically. We haven't done anything. So a cup and handle is very bullish, but only after it breaks out. And that means that this market, when it breaks out, it should go up as much as this cup, which people, and I'm not a big believer in price targets because I don't think that's the way you should use the market. I think it's fine to use price targets for trimming or lightening a position. But I don't think it's a way to exit the market. Bitcoin is a market that you really don't want to exit. You just want to be maybe changing your position size from time to time. And again, I entitled this, Bitcoin Continues to be the Weak Sister. And it is, and it has been. If you look, let's go look at the stock market, and we'll look at the same thing here. This is, we'll scroll out, and you can see that the stock market's just been much stronger. This is the same chart. You have this big cup, but you've been in an uptrend. Now, you've got problems up here. I am not friendly on this stock market. I think the stock market is probably rolling over. I think you're going to see Bitcoin and gold take over the market. The most outstanding market continues to be this gold market. If you notice, you were down today in the stock market. You're down today in Bitcoin, but gold just holds in there like a champ. And I don't know what's up. Again, my just from my seat of the pants speculation is I think we're in such a crisis globally that the powers that be they won't want to, but they will be forced to resurrect a gold standard. Again, gold is a better for cash than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a wonderful savings mechanism, but remember, the most useful money is the most tradable commodity and not the most valuable commodity. I think Bitcoin will continue to be the most valuable commodity. Now, I'm going to recommend Matthew Crowder. He's been putting out some really good stuff, and he just came out with this one today, and he called it is Bitcoin dead in the water? And some of these prognosticators, that in the white ivory tower crowd, they're looking at Bitcoin and say, hey, see, Bitcoin's not doing anything. This is only 7 minutes, so rather than have me talk, we'll put this in the show notes. This is about as good an analysis of Bitcoin and its functions as I've seen. And he addresses the criticism, and you're always going to hear this, but you don't need to listen to me. Let's just listen to this. This is great stuff. Great stuff, Matthew.
This is Matthew Crowder's Bitcoin University. Today I want to answer the question, is Bitcoin dead in the water? This would seem to be the implication from Lawrence McDonald, pointing out that Bitcoin has been at 62,000 or around there for most of 2024, and it hasn't gone up from October of 2021 and April of 2021 when it was at the same price. Inflation and prices up 30% since 2021. So basically saying that Bitcoin is treading water. Perhaps Lawrence is someone we should listen to. He's a very important person who gets camera crews who come into his office to ask him his opinion, and he's also a New York Times best-selling author. He's a risk consultant to hedge funds, and he's one of Wall Street's most respected financial experts. He's made more than 1,400 media appearances. I think if you have to tell other people how highly respected you are, you're probably not. But his idea of listening to when markets speak, I think, is a good one. Let's listen to what Bitcoin is telling us. Bitcoin is telling us that this is a very bullish market, that this is an asset that goes up a lot over time. I like how Matt Dines responded to Lawrence's tweet, pointing out the Bitcoin road to nowhere, that Bitcoin in November of 2013 and then much of 2014 and much of 2015 and much of 2016 was stuck at $500. Very similar to what we've been seeing with Bitcoin trading in the 60,000s for so long. I think another response to Lawrence would be to point out that most people enter Bitcoin through dollar cost averaging. So if we take April of 2021, which was his earliest date, and take it up to yesterday, we can see that if you invested just $10 on a weekly basis into Bitcoin, you spent $1,780. It's now worth $3,100. That's a return on investment of 79.52%, which even a risk analyst like Lawrence could see has outperformed and protected you from inflation. One of the nice things about dollar cost averaging is it imposes this discipline of buying fewer sats when the fiat price is higher, because you're always buying a fixed fiat amount of Bitcoin, and then you end up buying more sats when the fiat price of Bitcoin is lower, thus giving you a lower fiat cost basis for your whole position. In addition to dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, it's important to hodl that Bitcoin instead of trading in and out. As Jack Bogle used to say about the stock markets, it's really time in the market that beats timing the market. This is something similar to what we heard in Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, which is a great book if you haven't read it. After spending many years in Wall Street and after making and losing millions of dollars, I want to tell you this: it was never my thinking that made the big money for me. It was always my sitting. And this was something that Charlie Munger used to always say about sitting on his ass, is how he made the most money. I like this clip from Michael Saylor as well, which Vivek has sampled here. Trading Bitcoin is a sign of lesser intellect. This points out why it's so important to spend time in the Bitcoin market rather than jumping in and out.
This is a 30-year chart of returns on the S&P index. And this chart tells you that if you missed one day, there's one day every year when 85%, 90% of all of the gains come. One day. And there are 36 hours a year when all investment return takes place. So in 365 days, nothing happens 99.5% of the time. This is why we have the laser eyes. This is why we say hodl. Because, and I have said before, trading Bitcoin is a sign of lesser intellect.
Michael Saylor has another good analogy when it comes to people looking at Bitcoin's price and thinking, oh, this is too high. How could I pay this much? There's something similar, I imagine, that went on with New York City and buying a city block in 1776. People probably saying this place has a good harbor, but that's it. Nothing very special about New York or Manhattan, the island. 1876, oh no, I'm too late. 1976, oh no, I'm too late. Manhattan real estate is too expensive. You're not too late. There are people who haven't even been born yet who will be buying New York real estate and buying Bitcoin, which is a much better investment 25 years from now in order to protect their hard-earned money from the ravages of inflation. And you have to understand how much more than $60,000 per coin they will be paying. The price of Bitcoin, its volatility, creates some very strange effects on humanity. At 16,000 at the bottom of the bear market in November of 2021, it was complete crickets. No one wanted to talk about Bitcoin. At 73,000 in March of 2024, just a few months ago, I got endless texts, DMs, comments asking, am I too late to buy? I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. Today it's really crickets again, which is strange. But I think it's important that people realize what the Bitcoin hodling journey is like. It's like feeling like a genius for about 9 months out of the 4-year cycle. You get to walk down the street feeling like a god, looking down on everyone else. You're like that guy in Limitless, in the movie Limitless, after he just pops some NZT 48. And then you spend the rest of the 4-year cycle feeling like a complete schmuck or bored out of your mind, as Lawrence clearly is, pointing out that Bitcoin's stuck at 62,000. This is really the hodling journey, so you might as well get used to it now, because in a few months or sooner, Bitcoin is going to blast to new all-time highs. The Fed money printer, the macro, everything points towards this. Bitcoin is going to blast to new all-time highs very soon. Then the frantic comments, the texts, the DMs will resume, asking me if they've missed the boat. Should I buy now? Should I wait for a pullback? Am I too late? And my advice then will be the same as my advice is today. You should just dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and you should keep studying it all the time, because if you make a large lump sum investment into Bitcoin without having done the research, done the thinking, done the work, I can guarantee that you will get shaken out at the worst possible time and will have a very bad experience. And to the Lawrence McDonalds of the world, here's my message. Be careful what you wish for. When you say, come on, do something, Bitcoin will indeed come and do something to you. Good news, Simply Bitcoin channel is back on YouTube. It's been restored by YouTube, so very happy for everyone there. This is a good reminder, though, that you should follow me and follow Simply Bitcoin as well on multiple channels. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Nostr, I'm on Odyssey, and of course, I'm on YouTube. You should also check out my email list in case I were.
Hey guys, check him out. He puts out some great content, but this was such a classic, and it came out at exactly the right time. We're all the old timers. We're all seeing the same thing. We've been through this song and dance before. This isn't our first rodeo. This market's real quiet. This is the time that you want to be accumulating. And when we rock it up to $250,000 or $500,000 per Bitcoin, then, oh, what should I do now? Well, again, the same advice is what we've always said, is you dollar cost average. It's never too late for Bitcoin. I did pull out this article we'll put this in the show notes. This was written way back in June of 2018. Establishing a position is the hardest part of hodling and trading, and this is what people have a hard time doing. It's hard to hodl. It really is. It takes discipline, and again, Matthew outlined why dollar cost averaging is so rewarding but it requires a great deal of discipline. Now, he also quoted a reminiscence of a stockbroker, which is from Jesse Livermore. And I did outline Jesse Livermore in this because while he was a successful trader, he actually, this is a picture at the top of a ballistic trauma. He actually killed himself by shooting, by blowing his brains out. And he actually wrote let's see, I think it's in here. He actually wrote a very sad note to his wife, and again, I'm not going to pull it up now, but you can read it. But basically, he said, he considered himself a failure. Guys, Bitcoin is not all of life. Bitcoin is just a way to protect yourself, and you need to have your other priorities in order. I'm working on that myself right now. So, you're never too old to be transitioning and to be learning. So, anyway, here's an article that you need to check out. Again, this is the other article that I recommend. It's Never Too Late for Bitcoin. Again, Matthew Crowder was showing you this. There's actually some apps online now that you can do this. You can figure out your own way to dollar cost average. We've always done this on a monthly basis, and this is the example I'm showing. And you can see right here, if you started dollar cost averaging at the last peak, you're doing great. You've about doubled the amount of your investment. Now, let's go down and look at, he was also looking at the markets way down here in 2015. We actually have that on here. Where is that? Where is that? Oh, maybe it's here. I'm trying to find, it's never too late for Bitcoin.
You went way too far. Keep going forward. No.
Here?
Yeah, you went too far.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right, so we're going to scroll down here and look at this, because he was looking at 2015, and you'll see this in here. Here in 2015, the market was just doing nothing, okay? We actually rallied from about $200 to over $1,000, and then we just went down and down and down. And then we traded in here. Here's 2015, and you weren't at 500. You're at 300, 200. It was just doing nothing. And then, of course, in 2016 is when it really took off. And this is, of course, the history, but this is, you can go through and check this out and you can see exactly what Matthew was talking about. That's where we are right now in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going sideways. This is the time you want to be accumulating it, because it will pay off handsome rewards in the future. Okay, let me see what else we can do here. Let's see. I think we've looked at everything. Again, I think the key here remains a seasonal trend. It's just playing. It's just a classic move right now. Is this market getting ready to move? Yes, I think it is. Will it go down first? Very well could be. As far as daily action today, okay, we can look and see, here's your daily action. We actually rallied up and we're finished on the lows. Now that, to me, a lot of people think that that's bearish. I'm not, because what it's showing is, just like it's hard to hold Bitcoin as a trader, it's very difficult to establish a position. And that's the hardest part about trading. So today, I actually did buy Bitcoin yesterday. I sold it, went a little bit short and covered, and now I just bought it back long again. If you want to see my trades, just go to the website, buy the Equity Start Kit, and you can follow my trades on BitMEX. And again, I publish all my trades, and I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have a good track record. So let's see, what else do I want to show you? I think that's it. again, we're looking at we have a very, the fundamentals are very bullish for gold and for Bitcoin. That's just the bottom line. The technical, I've never seen it more bullish than it is right now. And so it's just a matter of timing, and the timing again, you have this. I think we did the article here the other day. I don't know if it's still up here, but you have about a 70% chance the market will be lower in September than it was in August. But that doesn't have to be the case. And then after that, we should just take this market on up. And again, I'm not sure what all the news will be. Once the news comes out and everybody's pulling their hair out and Bitcoin's at, $120,000. Oh, I should have bought it at 60. That's why you dollar cost average now. So you don't have that headache. Again, once you have a hodl, then you do need to learn to manage it. And this is what I have, this boot camp. This, again, if you want to, hey, we're doing this every day. And I haven't done it for years, but I'm starting to do this again. We're doing it every day. If you like it, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like. I guess that does something on the algorithms. Everybody else says to do that, so I'm going to do it too. Get this Bitcoin Start Kit, Equity Trading Start Kit. We'll get you a hard wallet. We'll send you all kinds of stuff, a little notebook, Bitcoin notebook. We got books. We'll send you my books. Why Bitcoin as a standard, and also equity trading. And if you already have your hodl and you want to go through a boot camp and actually learn advanced equity trading, again, I recommend you trade your equity, not the charts. This is the whole philosophy behind the trading. The one thing that I have failed miserably, and it became apparent this last year, is accountability. And so that's what I'm working on now. Advanced equity trading is simply building a system for accountability to yourself, to the Lord, and to other people. So I'm working on this. I'm actually asking friends and family to help me on this, and I've got like 6 weeks done, but the 7th and 8th weeks are where I want to take this to a new level. In the meantime, I need to practice what I preach and be accountable to everybody else out there. So at any rate, here's what we're doing. Here's what the market is. No new big surprises. This market, you've got a very strong seasonal. This is the time you want to be accumulating. Look for Bitcoin to go up after that. Again, for some reason, gold is going to lead the way on this thing. Gold is in all-time highs and holding very well. And so there is something, well, it's not something. We have the three greatest swindles of all time are manifesting themselves. And my mentor is E.C. Harwood, and those three greatest swindles of all time have nothing to do with business fraud. It's all government fraud. The number one swindle of all time is inflation. The number two swindle of all time are all these entitlement programs. And the third swindle of all time is regulation, oppressive regulation. And those are the three things that we have to reduce if we're going to come out of this thing. Again, my belief is that the governments around the world are going to reestablish a gold standard. It just is what the market is showing me. And I don't think it's going to be because they want to do it. It's because they're going to be forced to do it. And this will be the best of both worlds, because a gold standard is sound money. A Bitcoin standard is sound money. And having at least that measurement, having those two standards compete against each other, will really also help people change their thinking. And that's what we need to do. If we're going to correct these things, if we're going to undo all this government spending that we've done for the last 100 years, there has to be a drastic change in thinking, and we have to have a drastic change in thinking. So, because you need to have that drastic change in thinking before you can have a drastic change in doing. And hopefully. I think there's some positive things that are going on out there. I think I think Trump's stand to eliminate taxation on tips is great because it plants the seed. And even Kamala Harris adopted, she put it on her platform too. So just think about it, guys. If not taxing labor, if not taxing tips is a good idea, then it should be spread to all labor. No man's labor should be taxed. And that's where we have everything backwards now. We're taxing people's labor and then distributing it to people that aren't working or have their own little bailiwick. Maybe they think it's work, but it's not productive work. If you're getting a government handout, you're really not offering anything in the marketplace except what you think is a good idea, and you're going to take it from somebody else and jam it down somebody else's throat. Well, Bitcoin, we don't jam it down anybody's throat. It's up to you to hodl. It's up to you to save, and it's up to you to build it. And that's what sound money is about. All right. Well, we'll see you Monday. This is Thursday. We do this every day, Monday through Thursday at 1 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.